but you're not seeing Nas. Bro, you're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas.
Oh, she a jigger bop. Tonight I'm trying to chicken bop. You know it's up, I'm really on my top. I'm on my top. Say DJ, run it from the top. Turn it up a notch, yeah.
YouTube, what's good with it? What it is, what it do, what it be like, man. Welcome back to What the Hell TV, where everything we react to, we're gonna be like, what the hell? Now today, man, we got a host of people on the roster, including Shannon, Sharpe, Jim Jones, and Ocho Cinco, man. They would be on the NightCap with Shannon Sharpe or whatever, and Ocho Cinco. And so Jim must have called in or whatever, and they had a little discussion about what he said about Nas and that he's better than Nas. And basically he was saying that basically he more relevant than Nas, I guess, in today's time. And you know, Shannon Sharpe ain't take too kind of that, you know, he ain't like that, bro. And so he brought it up and addressed it to Jim Jones, and man, they kind of had a little back and forth disagreement, you hear me? And you know, I thought it was finna get a little serious, you feel me? Because they was throwing little shots, little jabs at each other, and Unc was really standing on business, bro. So it's funny, man. But look, I'm gonna let y'all check the clip out, and we're gonna come back and chop it up. And also, man, I'm reacting to this clip from UPT. That's Urban Politics TV with Big Anther Spokesman. Shout out to him. He always give a good point of views or whatever. And so I'm gonna let him chop it up and I'll give my opinion afterwards, man. Let's go.
Question, Jim.
Mm-hmm.
You smoke, right?
Yeah.
Were you smoking when you said you better than Nas?
I might have been a little bit. Well, as far as let's get this right. I'm way more influential than Nas, and I don't care what nobody say.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
You serious?
I know I made a little boo-boo when we talk about the sales and all this type of shit. Like get into that rhetoric about where I started and where he started.
Well, you said that,
but listen, Nas was nice when I was in high school. When I was in 10th grade, Nas came out. Nas was dope. We appreciated him. He had a little bit run. But Nas always came up second to Jay and DMX and all these other people. Like,
ain't no shame in that. He never had
that type of influence on us, except for his first album. I already told you, I used to want to dress like Nas because he had a lot of fresh clothes that the hustlers used to wear and shit. See him on TV. He had one of the illest albums of all time. And then in high school when he had the barbecue, so I'm a real fan of Nas, but he kind of lost me after the movie Belly-ish. Like, I don't.
Man, go ahead on with that, Jim.
I'm trying to tell you, I'm being honest. You want to ask?
Stop the cap.
I'm being a fan. I'm telling you, from the movie Belly was fire, but after that, he kind of lost me. I think we was way too much into the game. Remember how this goes. You ever heard of a Kofi list?
Yeah.
Yo, go back into your history and find out what happened between us and him. You dig? And I'm not trying to repeat history, but don't play with us when it comes to that, bro. We already went wild on them boys. You heard? We the ones that went wild on them boys. You heard?
Hey, Jim.
Yo, and people out here acting like I said I'm gonna bring the Kofi list back. I just told you I'm gonna change man. Step of the law. Key, you dig?
Nah, look, I'm put it to you like this, Jim. Hey, bro, you been in this thing, but lyrically, I'm gonna keep it a stack with you.
Yeah, but look how you dress. Look how you dress. You don't even be in the same places I be in. I
can be in the church house. You can't ever Nas lyrics. I don't know who told you that. Now look, I know you on that good stuff, but you're not seeing Nas. You're not seeing Nas, bro. Let's be real.
You got a bunch of 40 and 50-year-olds in their panties because I said I'm better than Nas.
It don't matter.
Look at you. Look at you.
Nobody from Dipset gonna take you over Nas. Nobody from the Diplomats but you.
Hold on, Jim. Hold on. Jim.
You want to go back to I really mean it? I really mean it started. We could go back to the history, bro.
But you didn't even say that,
bro. Don't do that, bro. That's
hold on.
I
got a question.
Stick up for itself and meet me in a booth for something if we want to do something historical.
Nas say he don't do that no more. Nas say he don't do that
because he got $100 million. He's a very wealthy man. That's what you're doing.
First of all, bro,
you are captain. I'm a bigger Nas fan than you are. You are captain.
First of all, I'm 57. I don't be singing no rap. I don't be singing no rap.
You see what I'm saying, Ocho? He don't even know about rap. He just doing this for the views to get Jim Jones on there to get him hot. I understand, but you don't
Get
know
him
no
hot.
Nas. You don't know Nas.
You better check the podcast space. Now you better talk.
Sing 16.
Hey,
sing
this the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Name one Nas record.
This the biggest podcast you ever been on.
Do you know what podcast
you been on bigger than this one?
Hold on. We off topic.
I'm not a podcaster. This is what I do. You see
Name a podcast you been on bigger than this one. When you get big, you get invited to Club Shay Shay.
This is what I do.
Nas get invited to Club Shay Shay. Jadakiss get invited to Shay Shay. You not on that level yet, bro.
It's for little young white girls. Chill out. Chill out. Don't play with me, bro. Chill out.
Off topic.
You dealing with the wrong one, bro.
Right here, bro.
I don't care nothing about nothing that you got to say, bro. You might as well take me off this shit.
We here. You can't out
Leave
talk
me alone, bro.
You might can out rap me, but you can't out talk me.
Don't nobody want to go to Club Shay Shay. Nobody want to buy no VIP tickets. Nobody rushing to go to.
Biggest podcast you ever been on.
Club Shay Shay.
Hey,
you do got a good podcast.
You get an invite.
You do got a good
nobody
podcast.
listening to me?
The podcast is tremendous. You and Ocho do your thing, but don't get it twisted, bro. I don't care nothing about no podcast, bro.
We supposed to be talking about music and love and embracing one another and culture and having fun.
We ain't gonna let it come out here and disrespect Nas and Jada. That ain't gonna happen on here. Now, where were we?
Why you keep putting Jada into this? Why you keep putting Jada into this? What's wrong with you? What is
Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Yo, it's Big Ant, the spokesman, man. We back. Another edition of Urban Politicians TV, UPTV. Make sure you stay on your pivot at all times, man. Had to come tap in as old Jomo is back with the shenanigans once again. And this time he made an appearance on NightCap with Shannon, Sharpe, and Chad Ochocinco. And I had a link in the description where you can watch that in full as they got turned up, as you seen right there. And to keep it 1,000, they most definitely brought Jim Jones on because of the controversy. So he was right about that. Now, this is a very lit, turned up show. This and Shannon Sharpe's other podcast that he got, Most Def. But to say that they didn't bring him on because he got all this nonsense in the media right now with these wild claims of him saying that he's better than Nas, and most definitely what he called the little boo-boo was not a little boo-boo. Nigga, you sounded crazy when you said you had more numbers than Nas, you had more Billboard entries, and you talked about all these hits. When you know the internet is gonna dig this stuff up, Jim. Come on now. You know how this game go. You was a vet here now, nigga. You know they was gonna go pull this up. And to even compare your career to Nas's makes entirely no sense. I don't know why Jim Jones keep talking about the clothes and the influence of fashion, bro. Hip hop ain't just about fashion. Is it a part of the culture? Yes. Everything that niggas do every day is a part of the culture. But every time we start talking about rap, you want to start talking about fashion and clothes, and then talking about the beef they had back in the day. Then talking about what he did after the movie Belly. Nigga, Belly, he came after that. That's when he dropped Ether. That's when he dropped the Steelmatic and everything. Nigga, Nas had plenty of work going on. Nas, let's keep it a band, nigga. It's young dudes that jam Nas to this day. It's certain households, certain parents who picked up and passed down Nas to their children to where it's dudes that's running around. I know the internet say one thing, and the loudest ones on shows and on podcasts are going to say they don't listen to Nas or they don't rock with Nas, and Nas ain't this or that, but it's a bunch of young people that listen to Nas, just like it's a bunch of young people that listen to Biggie, Pac, and everybody. They have timeless albums, timeless music, and they got classics. This is why Nas can tour the entire world. This is why Nas can sell out the Garden. If Nas wants to be relevant and go on a world tour, and he's going to always be relevant, let's make that clear, because when you a legend and you have legendary work, it will never not be relevant. Whenever you want to put it in people's face, it's going to be part of the conversation. Nas has some of the best songs made in hip-hop. One of them, If I Ruled the World, is undeniable. Well, everybody got their preference and their opinion. It's one of the top 10. But I'll say this right here. They most definitely capitalizing on the moment with Jim Jones, because he's trying to stand on it and turn into these other things. And what's crazy about Jim Jones here, bro, he know this stuff sound crazy, but he already jumped out there and said it, so he just weighing it. And like, hey, I done already jumped out there now. In the last couple of years, this nigga that went at Pusha T, even dropped the song to Pusha T. This nigga that went at Styles P, they talked about the debate, and I mean, it got into a debate where he said he'll beat Styles P in the verses. I actually want to see that. Set that up, Jim. We want to see you show all the stuff you popping and talking. Don't talk about no clothes. Don't talk about nothing else. And then now he's going at Nas. Jim, you got to stop it, bro. Like, go ahead and just cut it out. Finish this run off that you got right now and be done with it. Just keep it all the way 1,000, Nas. You know this stuff ain't making no sense what you saying. You keep trying to move the goalpost and make it make sense where it don't make sense. You want the plane to land where it ain't no landing strip. Like, come on, dog. What is you got going on? And I'm a Dipset nigga. Like, I grew up Dipset, everything. Nigga bought the Jim Jones albums and everything. Jim Jones showed H-Town love when he was here. Nigga, I went to the show. And he still performed when they ain't had the money right. Came out to show love to the people. Also had a situation where Jim Jones showed me love personally out here in the city one time. But I'm just saying, bro, Jim Jones, you wrong. Nigga, it is what it is, dog. You gotta go. But do what you do, Jim. Every time you go speak, everybody go eat. I had a link in the description where you can watch this in full in the beginning. And I'll say this too, man. I know Shannon had to pop it on Jim because he tried to downplay the podcast. Shannon Sharpe, bro, you get people on that podcast that ain't super duper popular or the most famous. Yeah, you got a bar set. You got the people you want to interview. You ain't just bringing anybody on. But Jim Jones is worthy of an interview because he gonna give you what you want. That nonsense right there, it just is what it is. But tell me what y'all think. We got more coming. And then don't downplay NightCap and say like, oh, like Shay says the big stage. Nah, nigga, NightCap is lit too. It's the same audience. The other one might have a bigger audience at times, but come on, dog, don't do that. But tell me what y'all.
Yeah, man. So that was Big Ant giving his opinion, and I agree with him, bro, as well. Like, first of all, like he say, people bringing the fashion into the lyrical part, which I'll let go and one into hip hop. But when it comes to lyrical, that come with your talent and how much you can rap, you know what I'm saying? That's what that's about. And so Jim Jones, you can never be or even come close to Nas, bro, lyrically or whatever, you know what I'm saying? When it come to fashion, I ain't gonna lie, I took my head off the Fab, because Fabulous, you know, that boy used to be dripped out. But and not to take nothing from Jim Jones, but I feel like when he say he more relevant than Nas, I'm pretty quite sure you is if you saying crazy, stupid stuff like this that you know that's gonna go viral and gonna trend and people gonna talk about it. So that's all it is. It's just a bait plate. It keep his name in the algorithm or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which ain't nothing wrong with that, but you should know people gonna come for you when you say certain things, bro. You know, at this point, it's like people be having something to prove, man. Nas don't have nothing to prove. And, you know, it speaks for itself. Only people who got something to prove and not satisfied with what they did, you know, the only ones who be trying to compare themselves to other people and keep up, you know, because if you felt like you was that dude, you wouldn't even have had to make that statement. You wouldn't even have to be doing crazy and saying crazy things like this, you know what I'm saying, to keep yourself relevant and talked about in the media. And people always quick to holler Jay-Z. This ain't no hate or nothing, but me, I never really rocked with Jay like that for us, the music side. Like, to me, my opinion, I feel like Nas crushed Jay. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't even much do nothing when Nas dropped that ether. You feel me? So, yeah, that's that with that. But, man, that's my opinion. That's what I think about the whole situation. Man, come and tell me what y'all think about it. And I ain't gonna lie, boy, Shannon Sharpe really touched the nerve. I ain't gonna lie, he really had Jim Hyde on something, man. But look, man, appreciate y'all for checking out the clip. If you made it this far, uppercut the like button. Y'all be blessed.